Riding in my car to a city.
Welcome, everybody, to Women Everywhere at Intellectual Radio. This is your host, Felicity Woodson, and over here,
Gigi Carrera. Hello.
cool.
Good afternoon, everyone. Happy Sunday. We are at Intellectual Radio, and we are live here every Sunday from 1 p.m. to 2 p.m. when we can, right?
Yeah, 1 to 2 p.m. Central when we can. I guess, life happened. Sorry we weren't here last week for all our supporters that tuned in and was like, what's going on?
I know the reason why, though.
Why? Because
Because
I was kind of surprised too.
our super producer was out of town on his birthday. So
Super
I want to give
producer.
a shout out to Earl Winfrey. Happy birthday, sir.
Happy birthday, sir. Hope you had a fabulous birthday. We've
Yeah.
missed you, and all of our supporters missed us and you as well, because you have to be here to make all of this happen, and all of you guys to make all
Well,
of
at
this
least
happen.
now everybody knows it was his birthday. It's actually customary here in Intellectual Radio that when it's our super producer's birthday, I just learned about this because I'm going to get punished for this.
Uh-oh.
You are supposed to actually change your profile picture for one day to the Intellectual Radio logo. So at least next year you remember when it's birthday and he's out of town. Hopefully he's not going to be out of town next year, but if it's his birthday, we're supposed to, as the host of the show, to change
We
his
should have
logo.
a Earl Winfrey Intellectual Radio birthday bash live next year.
I want to. Let's do that. Yeah, you handle it. It doesn't want to have anything to do with it. I want to say hello to all the viewers that are joining us here at live feed at Intellectual Radio, to all our fans there at Intellectual Radio. This is Felicity. Again, this is Gigi Carrera, and I want to say hello to Lily Liala that just joins us. She's one of our models. But so we weren't here last week, and so we are not doing a recap.
We're not doing a recap. No, of course not. But we can tell you what we were doing over the weekend
Yeah.
while he
Okay,
was gone.
so-
Because I know you always get into some fabulous stuff.
Oh my
And
God.
I always try to get into some fabulous stuff.
What's
so.
funny is that last weekend seems to be like 100 years ago for me because I do so many things over the week. But what did I do? Let me think about that. First, what you did
Well,
last
I'll
weekend.
tell you what we did last week. Saturday and Sunday last week, there was the Global Mix Film and Music Festival.
Mhm.
So a lot of the people out here in Chicago that follow what's going on in the industry, hopefully you got a chance to check that out. Me and Gigi got a chance to check it out. Wow, there's tons of things that kind of put some things in perspective, you know.
Right.
So we sat in a room and there was a panel of individuals. Sorry, I can't remember. I didn't have a chance to write down all their names,
Mhm.
but they discussed their journey through the industry and how certain things and experiences have led them to the positions in which they're at, and
Mhm.
and so there was a lot of share worthy. That's what I like to call it. There's a lot of
absolutely.
share worthy
Mhm.
topics. One thing that I really enjoyed, we went to the film fest. So unfortunately, we didn't have to check out the musical set.
Part, yeah.
But-
It was a 3-day event.
Yeah,
So.
yeah, and I've seen like people all on my news feed went through different days, and it was really awesome to see how many different people had a chance to experience that, because I know that we talked to the people talk about a couple of things in the panel when we were there. They talked about starting off in the industry,
Mhm.
you know, kind of things of what to expect, and especially that sense of if you're new or anything, whatever you do, if you have this gut feeling, like, come on,
I should
like
be
just
in
maybe
film or something.
that should be your thing, and the difference between making it in the industry
Mhm.
and what it takes. Like, they brought up the simple fact of the sacrifices that we have to make as freelancers or independent contractors, the instability in work, the lack of security, as far as a lot of these individuals that are freelancers don't have a retirement plan, and they aren't sure, what opportunities are open as far as a 401k, 1k, and then the opportunities they have as far as the union, and what they can really do as far as searching out for resources, and saying that a lot of people don't ask for the help. They don't ask for the resources that they need, because there's a lot of individuals in the industry that have been in the industry for quite some times that are willing to take you in and to mentor you and show you the ways of the land.
So what's interesting about it, if you guys are just actually joining us, we were talking about the global mix media that happened last weekend, which we actually attended for a few hours, more or less. Yeah, we took some pictures. I'll be posting at some time soon. So what's interesting about this is that I didn't realize that there is so many groups that are actually in Chicago, because when you're thinking about film and you're talking about media and all that, I'm always thinking about LA, so they've actually touched a little bit of topic for that, because when when you're doing film, there's a lot of people that's involved with it. There's the crew, there's the filmmakers, there's
definitely
the directors, the producers, the writers itself. It's like a huge group.
It's a real big production, and it's not even just here in Chicago, and some big places like Atlanta, Los Angeles. But the simple fact of I've done some extra work.
Yeah, you
did. And I've done work in different productions as far as modeling clothes, modeling jewelry, doing fashion shows as a reporter, but coming in as an extra and kind of watching the scene, because I don't have lines. So I have time to watch these actors and what it takes. Do you know this one scene that we did for 17 hours?
Just for one scene.
One scene for 17 hours. I tell you, the scene was probably 3 minutes. And the different cuts and the different positions and the different angles. It's such a production, and I don't think people really have a chance. People never really have a chance to see that. And it's kind of cool, because it helps me improve as I
understanding
in a different level, but definitely
with the film production stuff though, like I have some experience because of the fact that we do produce fashion show, but I'm always like thinking about the result, the end result of what it's gonna look like once you're done with all the editing and all that, and I just realized how much work that's required. But in this event that we went to with a global mixed media, this is like everybody that's involved with, an actress and like the producers and everything like that. So if you guys are like interested in finding out more about this, I mean, I'm sure they'll find out about the union thing, like what you mentioned, like how can you can you get into a role?
As far as how do you find that role, as far as searching, being persistent, being relevant,
and do a lot of internship. That's one thing.
If you have an opportunity to do an internship, do it. One of the gentlemen said, you just ask.
You just ask.
You just ask for it. There's a lot of people that are just willing to mentor. I'm not even gonna lie. I feel like you asking me to be a part of this show is a sense of mentorship, because it's a next level from what I was doing before. It's a constant growth, and that's what everybody's ultimate goal should be, is to be able to collaborate with people and have this constant growth.
And mentorship. And the people that are actually doing, we did the seminar, or it's more like a forum.
Yeah, it was like a panel.
It was a panel of people that have been in the industry for a long time. A lot of them have experience in making a short film, documentaries, and some were like in the actual film. Some of them just went to New York, and they were like in the whole process. They're part of the whole process. And what they say is that, you ask, and then if you don't hear a response right away, go ahead and ask more.
Exactly.
Just because all these people, is even in fashion,
reach out
we're
again.
always running around, busy doing so many things. So just be persistent and be there when they're there. So
Yeah, that's definitely the one thing that did stand out is if they don't answer you the first time, get back to them. That shows that you want to be a part of whatever is going on. And yeah, there's going to be some roadblocks. There's going to be a period of time where you can't find work or the weather prohibits you from finding work. But it's a matter of that persistence and being innovative. They said you have to, like I said, stand out. You have to do something that's different in order to really continue to be successful, that constant growth.
Right, yeah.
So
it was really amazing.
It was good. So. Obviously, we're having a great discussion.
Yeah, we already talked about it. It was so much fun.
And I enjoyed it, and I really wish I had a chance to catch the music side because there was a lot of I've seen a lot of people got a chance to they experience a lot of different things. So
that was what
great event. That's kind of where I was. Besides that.
And some other interesting stuff. But
you said you've been doing 100 things in 1 week. So let's talk about that real quick. So if you guys do not know.
Yes. If you don't know yet,
this is where Gigi's been.
Yeah. So it's so fun. I am like 100 things that I'm doing right now at the same time, and I'm so excited. Actually, the ones I've been talking about recently was actually the magazine that we just recently launched. It's called The Mud Culture, which is a fashion and lifestyle magazine specifically right now for the Midwest. And I'm actually featuring the 2016 and 2017 collection for Gigi.
Let's put
brand.
it this way so they can
so there you go. So
not catch the glare.
We have at least about 12 or 19 models from Chicago, ranging from, the model, and then there's like any kind, the different sizes of models actually are featured here. We have junior collections also featured. You're one of the models that appeared at, and you have a fitness section in this magazine because obviously you're in fitness. So this is actually I was showing the wrong person. This is actually Felicity Watson's fitness part, and she's talking about how to stay healthy. And tell me a little bit more about what you've actually talked about on this magazine. So
I think we went out. But as far as the magazine, Gigi asked me to if I was interested in writing a fitness portion, and of course I'd say yes. I do a lot. If you guys are just tuning in and you don't know, I do a lot of health outreach and do a lot of personal training and group instruction for a lot of different levels, especially the geriatrics community. But Gigi asked me to write this article, and it kind of says something simple, or this is what really means the most to me in regards to health and fitness. And it just kind of says is like as far as how to get started in fitness and getting healthy and eating better and starting to work out is a big thing for some people that struggle with eating habits, good as far as far as eating habits that aren't really healthy for you and doing different things to your body, and just where to get started. Honestly, I think that in the industry, a lot of times everybody is trying to be innovative, and sometimes things are
sometimes it's easy actually. I mean it's not.
I feel like sometimes some of the things that you're seeing in the fitness trends, everybody's trying to be so innovative that sometimes we have to be reminded like it's really simple. It's not that complicated. And people are complicating it more than it really needs to be. And I feel like, hey, let's just break it down and make it as simple as possible and really point out the key points of people and how to get started. And then, well, of course, if we're going to talk about this, I might as well give you a little bit of a workout that shows you how easy you can do anywhere.
Workout,
you can do any workout and outside, at home, and not necessarily need so much equipment. I think that when you start hitting certain goals,
Mm-hmm.
of course you're going to need to hit the gym, need to hit weights and stuff like that. But at the end of the day, a workout can be really simple.
Mm-hmm.
And I guess that's it. I guess I made that explanation really complicated for such a simple article. But
And sometimes it's crazy how, workout, the reason a lot of people are deterred from working out is because they think it's complicated and you have to take a lot of notes and all that. That's one of the many things that, I get it. You have to eat right and you have to work out, but then you have all these. If you go to a gym, there's like 20 different machines that you have to like figure out how to use, and
exactly, and a lot of things is education
and all these like protein shakes and like 20,000 different choices of protein shakes with 20,000 different flavors. I mean, come on, like that is so complicated. Like, okay, like it's good to have several options, but I personally would like to keep it simple. Life is complicated enough.
Everything is a sell, though.
Yeah.
Like, you have to look at it. Like, if you open up a magazine, what are they selling?
Mm-hmm.
What is this that they're selling? And everybody is trying to sell their product. And so you have to do your research and know what product is right for you. A lot of people can't take the same product. I can't take the same product as you because what you need might be a weight gainer and I might just need nothing.
Exactly.
And so and there's those different factors and people don't take that realization that we have different body types. Our body works differently, and we'll talk about that. I think if I'm not mistaken, I might have talked about that already in one of the shows, but I might bring that topic up again because people forget it's a matter of like your body type and do your research. Know what you're taking.
and so actually Felicity has one spread on the magazine, one page that talk about, in this particular edition, she has the fitness that she talked about. So if you want to learn more about that, it's actually in our magazine. So stay tuned.
Yeah,
buy
definitely.
the magazine. It's $19.95 at Carrera Co. And it's actually on Blurb too. So just look for it.
And what's awesome is there's a lot of models in here that are being published in a magazine for the first time. There are models that are experiencing a second publication or have been have opportunity to do different things. And so it's really cool because there is a lot of diversity in this magazine as far as the clothes, as far as the models, as far as the opportunities that these models and these individuals are really trying to say. You got a gentleman, you got
the nice thing about
you got hair, you got this is
the
what's going on in
hairstyle, some
Chicago
makeup tricks,
and what's going on in Gigi's world.
And one thing that I wanted to mention too is that the magazine is going to be distributed throughout Europe, USA, and in Asia and South America. So for those of you that actually wants to be part of the Mod Culture magazine, make sure to check us out and like send me some information. If you're friends on Facebook, you're friends with Felicity, I am looking for contributors and article writers and businesses that wants to be on magazine. So if you want to you're ready to just put your name out there, if you're a model, stay in touch with us. And I would love to help everyone to hopefully, help them
definitely networking,
get some exposure.
Yeah, definitely. And that's what we that's what I love. Women everywhere about it is just trying to connect with people and help, give you exposure. So if you haven't had a chance and you're tuning in for the first time, check out our website, TVRadio-WE.com, and you can find things out more about Gigi, more about me, more about Mod Culture, the Gigi brand, and different things as far as what we can offer you as a business, as a musical artist, and whatever that may be. We want to help you connect. We want to help you get exposure. We want to help you grow. So hey, we want to grow with you.
And just a quick thing, I am raffling a ticket for the back to school because the kids just went back to school. I'm going to talk about that today's show also. Some of my favorite trends for back to school fashion, and then some of for the geeky kids, you have some of the new technology that the classrooms and the kids are actually using right now in school. Talking about back to school, I'm sure your kids already went to school for the most part. And I want to see pictures of your kids on their first day of school. I have a lot of friends that posted their pictures. So if you can comment below on our page or on our, on my wall, pictures of your kids, I'm going to pick a winner for the most fashionable kid for today. So if you want to post your photo, your kid's photo on their first day of school, I can raffle your name. I can select a winner for that before the end of the show. So this is the ticket for our fashion show at GG Junior on September 24, the Back to School American Dream Fashion Show.
And that's awesome. We had talked about what is kind of appropriate for back to school and what's fashionable for uniform, non-uniform. When we had, excuse me, why am I?
K-Fab's fashion. She's gonna be at this show. She's one of the fashion designer that's showcasing her clothing line. Yeah. And she's 11.
That's
so
awesome.
I'm so excited.
So we're gonna go on a quick break, and when we come back, we got a couple of things else that we want to talk about. All right, check
Fantastic.
it out.
We'll see you later here at Women Everywhere. Your story matters. Intellectual Radio. Don't go anywhere. Welcome back to Women Everywhere. Your story matters at Intellectual Radio. If you're just joining us, we are here live from 1 p.m. to 2 p.m. Central Standard Time at IntellectualRadio.com. We have a website, tvradiowe.com, and this is Gigi Carrera and
Felicity Watson.
We are back. If you missed our previous episode, we've talked about some of the things that we've been doing. Actually, go ahead and check out our video from previous shows. There's about 60 or 70 shows here at Intellectual Radio with different hosts and everything. Interesting hosts. That includes us, obviously.
Of course. And so definitely get involved with Intellectual Radio and what's going on here and what's going on with Women Everywhere. Mm-hmm. So today, I don't know if you got a chance to see the post on Women Everywhere, the recent post.
I did, yes. Mm-hmm.
And if you have not seen the post, please check out our page, Women Everywhere. Hit that thumbs up, and then check out the post. Scroll down, and then check out the post. But I had posted. I felt like it was appropriate to talk about it, considering some of the things that I was getting involved with over the last few weeks or months, and it is Ronald McDonald. Really big Ronald McDonald. on a
me up.
treadmill with like fries and burgers and just like McDonald's food all over the floor, like on the side of the treadmill. And like he's holding a cheeseburger and he's trying to push the treadmill and he's dying. Okay. But it says today more than 95% of all chronic disease is caused by food choices, toxic food ingredients, nutritional deficiency, and lack of physical activity. Physical exercise, whatever you guys want to call it. So I felt I've had this like saved for a long time because I felt like, wow, like that is a big number. That is a big number. So especially considering that I work with a lot of community just wellness and disease prevention programs. So, okay, well, let's look at it. So I check it out, and it says on a few different websites, if you look at the definition of chronic disease and all the different chronic disease that people suffer, if you suffer from chronic disease, you really be surprised how true that statement is. And I don't think, would you happen to know anything about chronic disease?
Oh, yeah. I mean, we all know that a lot of, well, as far as in connection with chronic disease and food, I think it's like everybody is thinking about it. That's all in their mind. And for the most part, a lot of people are thinking that the only, like, I always think like, okay, if you are overweight or obese, maybe the food that you're eating is not good for you, and that would make you sick, right?
Yeah.
But it's not always that. You know, even if the food that's, as long as it's not healthy and you're eating it, even if it doesn't make you obese or overweight, that's still going to make you sick. Like salty foods, for one thing, you know, that's gonna cause.
Okay, so we'll talk a little bit more about that. But would you say, given 5 top chronic disease that you know of, what would you say are the top 5?
Maybe like high blood pressure. That's
Okay.
definitely one thing.
Okay.
And then heart attack. Or is it heart attack caused by high blood pressure?
Okay, kind of close. Okay.
Diabetes.
Oh.
Let me think. I don't have a lot of people that are sick in my family, so thank God.
Okay.
Cancer
Okay.
is one thing.
Okay.
Huh. Anything else?
Okay.
I don't know.
So Gigi is pretty. Gigi's pretty. She's pushing on 4, but she was kind of so. Okay. So first of all, heart disease. Okay. Diabetes, obesity, arthritis or osteoporosis, cancer. Now, as far as high blood pressure, that is also one linked with a heart disease, linked with diabetes. Cancer is a big one. I said that. But I'm looking at, wow, these are big chronic diseases that people suffer. And I'm looking at it. It says in 2012, and it didn't give me an updated statistic on cdc.gov, but it says 50% of adults in 2012 had some sort of chronic disease. That says a lot.
50%.
50% of adults. And then I'm looking at it, and about 1/3 of adults in America are obese, and about 1/5 of youth are obese. And so these are the things that we as Americans are experiencing and aren't understanding that, yes, it's our food, the high sugar, the high fat, the high salt, the lack of movement, the lack of seeking medical care. A lot of individuals, if you have not been to the doctor in a long time, please go to the doctor.
Yeah.
Just go to the doctor. Just be like, when they give you, why are you here? Yearly checkup.
Yeah.
You probably need to put, haven't done a checkup in 20 years. Like, please go to the doctor. It's really important because there's a lot of people that are dealing with diseases that might be dormant or they might not understand.
For one
or know.
thing, cancer is
one thing, especially cancer. Osteoporosis, people are wondering why their body hurts all the time and their bones hurt. You might have osteoporosis, you might have arthritis, but like I said, a lot of the things deal with the lack of exercise, the lack of diet, and the lack of care. You have people that have diabetes and they don't take their medication, and then you hear about
Well, one thing,
cutting limbs off. Like,
yeah,
take care of
that's
yourself.
terrible.
Like, please.
Well, one thing that I know from my dad, which is a really bad idea to do, is he's like, would I rather not eat the things that I want and die later, or would I rather like just eat whatever I want and when I'm done, I'm done?
I'm gonna eat whatever I
That's
want
a terrible
because I'm gonna
way
die.
of living, you know.
Oh my gosh.
I heard it in
God
a
bless
lot
his
of
soul.
people
God
that
bless
are not
his-
interested. I don't know, for some reason, like I hear this to a lot of people that are sick, because my dad smoked. So that's one thing.
So that's one thing that
smoking is not
contributes.
really considered as food, but
A
a
lot
lot
of
of
it
people
is-
are consuming it.
But it's a lot of it's not even just that. That was on one of them, just as far as the food and the lack of exercise was the main one. But consumption of alcohol, consumption of tobacco, like the things that you're putting into your body. Look on the back of whatever
Everything.
you have in your hand right now, as far as edible or house cleaning products or whatever it is. Look at the back and look at those ingredients.
Exactly.
A lot of time you don't know what it is because it's in the scientific terms, and that's the gimmick of it all. Look up those things. You'll be surprised that the same thing that's in your Clorox bleach is the same thing that's in your hot Cheetos.
Isn't that, isn't
you know,
that
like
it?
you don't.
Yeah, that is one of the things. Like they are just hiding these little ingredients in some of the foods that they're making, and if you're not paying attention, it's there. And like the other week, we've talked about GMO, and like majority of the food that you see that are processed, there's a lot of GMO on the genetically modified, although it's not 100% proven that it's really bad for you. The food is not supposed to be eaten or something like that.
A lot
And
of
a lot of people are protesting to have it sold in groceries.
a
and
lot
stuff.
of preservatives.
A lot of preservatives.
Different preservatives.
Oil.
Like I said, you'll be surprised. I was talking to a dietitian, and they were discussing, if you look at the back of the ingredients, you got first through last, right? And so the first
one,
is the first ingredient is the ingredient that is most true to whatever that product is, and then so
it's
forth,
trickled down to
and
the
so
least
forth.
amount.
But as you get lower down to the end, it's like there's this in there, but it's like it's such a little, like a pinch of it. It's such a little amount.
Yeah.
However, like I said, look at these things that you're buying as far as health food when you're talking about simplicity and workouts and all these different products that are and supplements people are drinking. Look at that. They say, oh, good protein, or oh, good vitamin C. And you look at it, and vitamin C is
like the least,
is the last thing on the list, like, and it's high fructose orange syrup, like all that different stuff. And so you have to really like do your research and know what's going on. And if you want to be completely blind, I'm sorry for you and your kids and your family, because you're ultimately putting your family through stress and pain. Because I can tell you, I have family members that are sick and have been sick for chronic disease. And a lot of times people too now don't realize it's a generational thing. You learn how to cook from your mom, hopefully, or your the women in the family, or whatever that case may be. Hopefully when you're a child, you learn how to cook at home, so that you can go home, cook for yourself, cook for your family, cook, whatever, friends, all of that stuff.
Right.
And so you learn. How did mom learn how to cook the food? She put grandma put 3 sticks of butter in these green beans,
I can't
and
do
that's how
butter.
that was. Yeah. And so it takes kind of people to realize and do their education on what is going on with their family. And I wish my family was more health conscious. Up until now, like now that I'm in the health industry, I try to educate my family and get them more health conscious and get them active, especially with my dad and men. And we talked about that. Men, take care of yourself. A lot of men, I don't know what it is. If you look at statistically, a lot of men die
a lot
faster
than women.
due to different chronic disease because of the lack of lifestyle and the lack of medical care. A lot of men will refuse to go to the doctor,
like my dad and several other dads that I know. But
and sometimes there's certain beliefs and whatever that
They're like
is,
self-medicating
said is
themselves, yeah.
self-medicating themselves. But man, take care of yourselves. And a lot of men aren't taking care of themselves like the way they should. And unfortunately, they have a lower shorter lifespan. And so it's crazy. If you guys don't know, then look at it. The food you hear for years, McDonald's. It's bad. We've posted Ronald McDonald for years. We've been hearing McDonald's food is bad for you. You can look it up right now. I was reading an article that talks about the ingredients within the McDonald's French fries. Who all of you go to McDonald's are like, oh, I'll just get the fries, or it's I'll go once in a while. I'm like, oh, I'll just get the fries. Yeah. I'm reading an article that says the fries are just as bad. You're looking at the fries, and they're not even real potatoes. they're a portion of potato. That ingredient list, GMO factors and stuff like that. So definitely do your research and look. But you still see people lining up at McDonald's.
Yeah,
waiting, in the morning.
Well, one thing is they open late too, so a lot of
people. They're open late.
It goes with lifestyle. And one thing I want to mention too is that, like, if you're from a different, country, like the cuisine of different countries also affect how you eat food. For example, I grew up in the Philippines, and for the most part, a lot of the food that I've eaten since I was little, they're all whole foods. They're organic food because it's grown in a farm. But everything that let's just say 40% or 50% of the food that they make in our household has a lot of salt, like soy sauce, and a lot of fried things. Like everything seems to be fried, and there's a lot of oil and a lot of soy sauce. So I think like in Chinese food is the same thing, like Thai food and all that. And
like
it's
I said, that generational thing, it's your cultural too. It's what you learn. So hopefully you start to be, conscious. You can really learn how to make delicious food and it be healthy. And sometimes I think we worry about, people forget when you're eating healthy, you're like, oh, it has no flavor. It has no flavor. You've been eating high doses of salt.
That's me.
For
That's how
so
I feel.
long that your taste buds have adapted to that intake. So now when you're eating whatever food that's not drenched in salt, it doesn't taste good.
Right. And so now that we're talking about healthy food, I had the opportunity to guest at a TV show called Field TV with Chef Sultan. The most amazing part about this is I was talking about, they think all petite girls only eat ice cubes. They always have these jokes like, oh, you're so skinny, you probably only eat ice cubes, right?
You don't eat anything, yeah.
Which is not true. Anyways, I want to say, like, congratulations to Sultan and Mia for that Field TV that they just recently launched. And last week they filmed it in our kitchen.
Yeah, I noticed that. Awesome. I was like, hey, that kitchen looks familiar. That's cool.
That's like our kitchen, right?
That was really cool.
They filmed it at our kitchen, and what they did was they made a carb-free pasta, which is pasta is not actually flour. They made it all from a zucchini and a squash. So instead of like the actual pasta that's made of flour or whatever they use to make the pasta, they actually use a vegetable. So that was incredible, and it tastes just amazing.
It looked like it was good.
But she didn't make enough for everyone, so everybody
was only a
like,
sample.
It was really, really good. So
congratulations, and that's awesome. It's always, like I said, there's always different ways to find how to make like healthy food. Dietitian gave me a recipe. I love chicken Alfredo, everything, but Alfredo sauce is high in fat and real creamy.
What kind of pasta do you use though? Any kind of pasta?
I use like a tortellini, like a whole grain tortellini, has like maybe cheese or some sort of vegetable in it. That one time that I had made it, but instead of Alfredo sauce, it was blended cauliflower. So you had to like cauliflower, but it was really good with a little bit of milk.
Was that pineapple?
She said, "Is that pineapple? Can we have some?"
We can't eat
Talking
while
about
we're hosting,
healthy
yeah.
food.
Yeah, it's
So-
like talking about this food is making me so hungry. So our producer, it's actually it was his birthday. We should have brought him food instead of actually giving us food. But this is pineapple. This is really good. Actually, inflammatory food right here. I hope it's not GMO. So we gotta read everything now. Where'd you buy this from?
Oh
Whole
my
Foods or
goodness! Did you buy it up the
he hates me right now. Like, well, anyway, yeah. Happy birthday to our producer. We are
Again.
not going to ask you how old you are, but but
Or how young
anyways,
you are.
yeah. So for all of you, again, I want to mention, we love seeing little kids with their first day of school outfit because I think some of you know I'm a designer for Gigi Junior. So I want to see what are the kids are wearing right now.
Yeah,
at
what's going
school.
on? What's hip?
Yeah, and then this is a ticket for our fashion show on September 24th. So I'm giving this away to the person that's posting their first day of school outfit for their kids. And yeah, this is for the event at Oakbrook Terrace Park District for Gigi Junior American Dream Fashion Show, which I'm giving away to that person if you're posting that photo on the video, on this video.
If you're a parent out there that doesn't have a chance to get out very often because you have kids, get your kids involved. The back
With
to
this
school
fashion
fashion
show.
show with Gigi Brand and a bunch
take
of kids.
take them with you.
Take them with you. This is a family event. Come
Yeah.
out, check out what's going on. And considering that we're in a back to school and talking about the 1/5 of youth being obese, parents, get involved with your kids' health. Get involved with your own health. What you do at home ultimately really is what's affects your kids. That's their root. And so if you are a parent that is eating healthy and promoting healthy food, your kids are more likely to
eat
eat
healthy.
healthy and exercise and choose healthy lifestyles compared to those that do not. And so definitely eliminate all those bad snacks and those high sugary foods and
Or sodas.
and sodas and all of that stuff, and get your kids started in a good school year. The kids need proper nutrition for them in order to be awake, aware, and receive information and in order to be educated.
Yeah,
They can't be
absolutely.
educated if they're tired and they have no energy. Get them their fruits and vegetables. Come on, mom, dad.
Yeah, vegetable. Or one thing too is that you can't just say your kids, oh, you can't drink that, but you're actually drinking something.
You have to be
like
a model.
if you're
to
drinking a Coke, and then the kids like, why can't I drink that? You're drinking it, so you have to be a good example.
Or if you
for
leave
them
it
too.
around the house, they like to sneak it. Come on,
Yeah.
we all know.
So we are going to take a short break, and when we come back, we will talk about some of the tech that kids are using right now, what's in, what's out, and also some of my favorite outfits that the kids are wearing right now at back to school. We'll see you later here at Women Everywhere. Your story matters. Don't go anywhere. We'll be right back in like 30 seconds.
Tell me what you think. What is love? Tell me what it brings. What is love? Tell me how you feel. What is love? Is it really real? All I know is that you've been by my side. All I know is you make me come alive. All I know is you have my heart, hoping that we will never part. So eternity is where I wanna go. Where I wanna go. Into eternity is where I wanna be. Where I wanna be. Into eternity is where I wanna find. Where I wanna find. Find it forever between you and me. What is love? Is it you next to me? What is love? Greater than ecstasy. What is love? Is it in your eyes? What is love? Take me by surprise. it away to a place where there's only sunny days. Into eternity, it's where I wanna go. Where I wanna go. Into eternity, it's where I wanna be. Where I wanna be. Into eternity, it's where I wanna find.
Welcome back to Women Everywhere, your story matters at Intellectual Radio. This is Gigi Carrera and Felicity Watson. So, back
The
to
pineapple
school.
looks so enticing.
Yeah. Back to school fashion show. Back to school. So a lot of the school district actually started school last week, and some of them are this week. So if you have kids out there that are actually like, I'm sure they did a lot of shopping already for the show. So for the school. So anyway, as a designer, I am going to like pick some of my favorite outfits from this year's what I've seen what the girls are wearing this year. So the first one is the lacy rompers. You have some of those, right?
Yeah.
Yeah, I love those. Those are so in. And the best part about rompers is if especially if they're young, if they play in the playground. So it's always safe. So that's nice. So lacy rompers are definitely some of my favorite, and some of these outfits gonna be actually in our fashion show. So check it out. The next thing is the floral sneakers and earth tone overall outfits. So
Okay.
you have like brownish
I
white
love earth
outfits.
tones.
Yeah, earth tone
Would you
outfit.
consider this an earth tone?
Yes, totally. With the beige and brownish thing over there. So yeah, the earth tone overall outfits. But then you have this flower sneakers or like glittery sneakers. That would be amazing. So those kids I've seen, they're absolutely beautiful. The next thing is a skater dress and a trench coat and a flat shoes. So yeah, I think it's more like
A what?
European. It's a skater dress.
Skater dress.
And then there's a trench coat on top of it. That's one probably more in the fall, but I've seen a few of them wear those. So that's kind of really cute. But you can take it out when you're in school and then put it on when you're outside or something.
Okay.
So, and then flat shoes, that's my third favorite. And then bohemian dress. Oh, I love those with like ruffles and
Can you post a picture of that?
yeah, I am posting it at Women Everywhere later today, and probably at Gigi Junior too, because some of these designs are going to be showing at my fashion show at the fashion show on September 24th. So the last one that I actually love is not too short shorts, tank top, and light jackets.
Yeah, like what's appropriate for kids is not the same thing that's appropriate for adults. Like you
Uh-huh.
see a lot of the things that are in the store if you walk by like a Walmart, a Target, whatever, those
Mhm,
department stores, and you walk by sometimes and you see this little outfit that looks like a little adult outfit,
Mhm.
just like miniaturized. And I'm like looking at it like this is for a
For little
4-year-old.
kids, yeah.
Okay, there's something wrong with this.
Yeah, so if you guys have some comments about some of your favorite outfits, like I really want to see your kids like with little outfits. I've seen like some of the-
Inspiration. Gigi needs some inspiration.
yeah, totally. Well,
And
for the-
definitely like we talked about it, like school uniforms, like they kind of set the tone for your kids' education if you in some sort, as
Mhm.
far as schools that have uniform, dealing the simple fact that you're not having to worry about the buying more house clothes because your kid is messing up their house clothes at school, or because you don't have to worry about kids being bullied because they don't have the latest trends.
Oh yeah.
And so also I was having a conversation with a high school educator, and she was saying that it sets your tone. First of all, we wear uniform to work every day, some sort of uniform, some sort of dress codes. This is preparing you for life.
Yeah, for sure.
And then on top of that, you walk in dressed in a dress coat, whatever collared shirt, dressed like a student. Your mindset is like a student. If you're coming from the school, the street, from home, whatever, wearing certain clothes, that might keep you in a mental mindset because of the clothes. And a lot of people don't really realize that there's a psychology behind it all.
Absolutely.
And talking about education, I'm sure there's some new things in the
Technology.
yeah, so new technology to keep these kids focused. What's going on with that? You were saying?
Yeah. So this is so amazing because those are top favorite outfits I have for the girls. But right now, a lot of the kids right now are usually they have their iPhones with them or their iPads with them, and some of them are like using a certain things to help them with their educations and stuff like that. And these are some of the top gadgets that's available right now that Mashable.com is actually talking about. And there are so many things right now, but one of my favorite is some of the filters that they actually have on your phone that you can upload where you can have like accessories, well, and then
Oh.
so you take a selfie and you have accessories and stuff like that. So those are some of my favorite. What about you when you were in school? Did you have any some kind of gadgets? Was your favorite gadgets back in the days?
Um, when I was younger, there's a couple things that kind of kept me entertained, and I feel like as far as technology wise,
Hmm.
I had a Gigapet.
What is that?
It was like this. I don't know if you guys remember, but there was like Gigapet. Google it, I swear. And it's like this little thing, and it was like this virtual pet that you would take care of. And you would feed it, and you would put it to sleep, and you would take it to the bathroom. And it was like a pet, but like this virtual pet with a little keychain, and you take it everywhere with you.
Hmm.
Sometimes, if you didn't take care of your pet, it died, unfortunately. But it was so cool. I don't know why it was so cool. And then a Furby. I don't
Oh,
know
what's a
why a
Furby?
Furby was so cool. It's this like little ball of fur, like this little talking.
Uh-huh.
It's so 90s.
Ah,
Big
so
eyed bird. I think it was like an owl. It was so weird. But these are the things that I grew up kind of with, like besides like the Nintendo and
yeah, Nintendo you
and
can
the
take
Nintendo
to work with you.
64 and the
I
little
mean,
thing.
you can take
We
that
played
to school
we
with.
played
Yeah.
Pokemon a little bit when I was younger, so it's
Uh-huh.
kind of irrelevant that the Pokemon is popping up back
Yeah, I
again.
don't
It's
really get
Pokemon
that
Go.
game for sure. But yeah, so here are so additional ones is actually so this is the app that I was talking about is called Polaroid Instant Mobile Printer. So you can actually take a selfie and then you put your accessories in there. I think that's fun for kids. And then you can actually print it directly as a Polaroid print. So that's one thing. That's kind of cute for school. And then they have this Hello Kitty tote bag. It's $72, but I don't know why they've added it. So there's some of the cool gadgets for kids right now if they're interested in like being cool at school
Oh,
and
there's yeah. What's hippin'?
yeah, and then they have this DIY smartphone projector. So that's kind of cool, right? I think some of the teachers would actually use it in a
Yeah, definitely
classroom.
think that's so funny because like now I remember when I was in school, we had the projectors, this like big metal thing that
Uh-huh.
rolled in, and the teacher would slap the clear sheet on top and
Hmm.
write
Oh my
on
God,
top.
this was like
And
100 years old.
it had this like little light that just shined over,
Uh,
and you were just sitting there when you could hear the fan going.
oh my God, yeah.
Now they have them hooked up to the wall from your smartphone now.
Right. So this one is you can slide in your smartphone, and the best part is you can project, whatever is on your
That's
phone.
cool.
You can change it. I think that's pretty cool. I would buy something like that. It's supposed to be $32. So any kind of phone would work with that one. And the next one is I remember when I was little, we didn't have any technology at all where we were. So we were just like,
Yeah, because you grew
okay,
up in the
here's a
Philippines,
note.
right?
Yeah. So we had notebooks and everything, but that's pretty much what we had. So those are some of the stuff that your kids can actually use right now in school and stuff. Interesting, huh?
If you have any ideas too, like there's a lot of families that are like really innovative
Hmm.
and do a lot of different things. If you have any great innovative back to school ideas,
Hmm.
let us know. That'd be
Other
really
than the
awesome.
phones and your
Share stuff out other than your phones and your iPads. I know that a friend of mine um, does tons of different things with our kids and different innovative projects from refurbishing furniture to using shower caddies for popcorn
Or
and movie
oh my
night.
God,
You know,
those are
these
interesting.
different innovative things. You could check out Pinterest. I heard that's a good thing. I haven't been on Pinterest very often. I'm not on Pinterest
No,
because
I'm not
I feel like
either.
Pinterest would take over my soul. So many
And you would
ideas.
sit in there
Just
and
sit
just,
there with
yeah.
Pinterest. But let us know what's going on.
And one last thing, you know how your kids, it's so hard to like wake them up in the morning.
Yeah.
Like so they came out with a retro clock right now that will have some happy music. So
Oh, okay.
make sure to check that out. It's on popsugarandmashable.com. Those are some of the newest tech geek for kids.
Yeah.
Interesting
Yeah.
stuff.
Hopefully this retro tech works. Or you be yelling at your kid, get up, you're late. All right, hey, you guys, we're out of here. My name is Felicity Woodson. This is Women Everywhere in the
Gigi
Intellectual
Carrera.
Radio.
We'll see you next week. Women Everywhere, your story matters of intellectual radio.
As I riding in my car, do I see the rising of the sun? For the night was filled with rain and thunder. Henceforth